if you sat down on a bench with Margaret Mead, what kind of conversation would you have? Or an Einstein or Rubin, or it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
How would you talk? How would you be? There's something
Mm-hmm.
about them that calls forth something out of you. That's
Mm-hmm.
what a true elder is.
Welcome to the Answers for Elders radio show.
And welcome everyone to Answers for Elders radio network, heard across the USA on your favorite podcast channel or on YouTube. And if you're watching us on YouTube, you see this amazing gentleman that is with me, Dr. Marc Cooper, and he is the author of numerous books and philosophies, and he's what we call an elder coach. And I love the title because, as everyone knows, the name of the show is Answers for Elders, because elder denotes to me wisdom, experience. It's something to be revered and honored. And Dr. Marc Cooper is a thought leader in this world. He works with numerous types of ways in which people can seek out greater purpose, greater mission, etc., in the last third of your life, as we say. And Dr. Marc Cooper, I am so thrilled to have you here and talk about your mission and how you help those over, the age of 50 to kind of embrace the elder in their life. Welcome to Answers for Elders.
I wish I could answer all those questions. Thank you for having me. I think in our preliminary conversation, Suzanne, I said your answers for elders, I'm questions for elders.
Mm-hmm. I love that.
And the thing about age is you get to know less. The assuredness that you have about the way it ought to be and should be starts to get a little bit frayed because it's the way it is. And you just, as an elder, you have a relationship with things that is different than one would be when they're older, given by the culture.
Yeah, yeah. And you talk about culture. How I'm 69, almost 69 years old. And I think to myself, I have friends right now that are terrified of aging in my age group. I remember when I let my hair go gray, my friends were going to say, "Oh my God, it's going to make you look older, Suzanne. It's going to be terrible. Your husband's not going to be attracted to you anymore. It's going to age you. Don't do this." And you know what? I made a conscious choice when I turned 60 that I'm going to live authentically. And I'm going to be who I am. And I remember that feeling of, being barraged by friends that just didn't embrace that. But, I've never looked back. I've never regretted it. And, my gray hair to me is an accomplishment. It's another rite of passage for me as living authentically every day. And I'm sure that, again, there's so many different ways looking between being, older, quote unquote, and elder. And how would you probably define the difference, Dr. Marc?
Oh, that's the most often question.
Mm-hmm.
I have a spreadsheet that I usually show them because there's numerous points of difference. My view of life is that in order to know something, you have to also know the opposite of it. And in fact, the more you know the opposite, the more you know of it. Everything exists as a duality. Okay. So for me, older is loss. Loss of power, loss of income, loss of reputation, loss of social attractiveness, loss. Elder is gain.
Yeah.
There's a time you have worked to get this, and are you going to take the opportunity that it gives you, or are you going to just piss it away? So for some, the past calls louder than the future. The future always takes courage. So elders have that. They are not looking to protect, they're looking to go forward. So it's not everybody.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And to think about, I don't care how old you are, you have choices on how you live your life, I believe. Certainly, with me, people will say, well, Suzanne, don't you want to retire someday? And it's like, I don't even think about that. It's like, this is my passion. This is what I'm doing. I love to do. I live for this. So I guess the choices that I have at my age is, do I want to go out to pasture and pass my life away, or do I want to find that passion, hang on to that passion? And I think a lot of times when you're saying you're asking the questions, those are so critical, because those questions actually allow you to internally basically define who you are and what your authentic self may be. And am I on the right track?
You are the track.
Okay, I'm making sure.
When you get Rumi has a quote that I often think of. One is you are not a drop in the ocean, you are an ocean in a drop. And it's like, oh, so there's a particular thing that's available as an elder that's not available in the older domain. Let's talk numbers for just a bit. The
Yes.
80-20 rule probably prevails. And so I'm coming to adjust to that not everybody wants to be the kind of elder that I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
They want to be older without pain and not think about or worry about death. They want a more free existence. It's a social life. It's relaxation. It's whatever they want. Elder is a warrior. They're going to go try to change things. They don't like the way it is, and no one's listening to them now because they're old.
Sadly, yeah.
So there's got to be a transformational process that brings these people into presence and think, if you sat down on a bench with Margaret Mead, what kind of conversation would you have? It's that kind of, or an Einstein or Rubin, or it doesn't matter. How would you talk? How would you be? There's something about them that calls forth something out of you. That's what a true elder is.
Yeah. Yeah. And it really is, the term I use is living authentically. It's being in touch with that purpose of your life, and also understanding how vitally important purpose and intention truly is, to every day. As when you wake up, it gets you out of bed in the morning. It defines your the days that you live, however long or short they may be.
It also corrects you. It also contributes to you. It's also paid to you. It's also has all the whole qualities. But there's the major issue for people that come to work with me and the groups that I'm with. That's their question is, what's my purpose now after 45 years of being on purpose, family and kids and being and all that? What now? And the thing they run back to is a purpose based on the past design. And that's the wrong place to go. Breakdowns are the access to the future. You're lucky you had it happen to you in your 50s.
Yes.
You have to wait till your 70s.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And when we talk about, one of the things you mentioned was benefits and costs of being an elder. The cost can be sometimes you're discredited because you're older, they don't take you seriously. Of course, I lived all my life as a woman in the corporate world that was climbing the corporate ladder, so I was used to being discredited. But I think one of the things is you don't listen to the noise. You just do who you are. I mean,
I don't think it's not listening. I think we got to include the noise.
Okay.
The resistance to it causes persistence. So it's like, that's all that stuff is there. There's something else, I believe, an elder brings that isn't there.
Yeah.
Something else that contributes to whatever's going on over there that wasn't there before. So I've been looking at this ageism issue for a while. And I know we're isolated and discounted and all that stuff.
Fabulous.
Yeah. But what we don't, I know we're coming to a close.
So Dr. Marc Cooper is the CEO of the Contemporary Elder Institute. He and I are having a conversation about setting your intention and purpose. Dr. Cooper, how do we reach you?
I have a website. I have an author's website. You have to use my middle initial B. I don't know about your parents, but my parents had to put a B in my name, Bruce, so that I could, for whatever reason. And so just Dr. Marc B. Cooper with a C, Mark, and I'm all over.
Fabulous. And we're going to be right back right after this. Did you know that you can discover hundreds of podcasts in our library on senior care? So visit our website and discover our decision guides that will help you also navigate decision making. Find us at answersforelders.com.